But
mean,
it's a new release.
That's true.
It came out. It came out in 2020. The release date for the Switch version. It came out with
new content, sure.
I'm gonna give it to you because I believe that if it comes out a new thing and that's the only way people can play it it was because they have a Switch and they didn't have a Wii U, then it is a new game. But it's a
All
weird
I'm saying
case.
is I could not play Tokyo Mirage Sessions FE, whatever the subtitle is, on the Switch last year.
FE Sharp something?
I think it's Sharp
FE.
Encore?
FE.
Encore, yeah.
Is the Switch one?
Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE Encore. Yep. It's literally in front of me.
Yeah.
Wait, you have it as well, John?
Yep.
Are you going to play it?
I don't know, but I got a copy of it.
Because why not? Yeah.
Welcome to how I make my decisions.
Yeah.
Poorly.
Anyway, yeah. I mean, we'll get into that later with what you've been playing. But how's your guys' week been?
Been good.
Feel free to say why.
Okay, sure.
Anything cool going on?
I watched Sex Education, the new season. It's fucking great. Great follow-up.
Right on. I'm like 2 episodes in, 2, 3.
Okay.
But I'm glad to hear it holds up.
It holds up the whole time, for sure. They get into some weird character-specific things and kind of like... The first one was kind of the Monster of the Week formula, where every episode was kind of like a different sex problem that somebody's having, and it kind of introduces you to the characters, and now there's like an overarching shit happening with all the characters, and it's kind of neat. It's cool. Good follow-up for sure.
Cool. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that, because that was like my favorite show last year.
It's very good.
Continued strong. Nice.
Yeah, it's very good. And now The Good Place is, I mean, there's an episode tonight, and then next week is the last episode. So next week I'll be binging all of that, and I'm excited for it.
Okay, where are you right now?
When they took their break, episode 9.
Oh, so you're only like 1 episode behind.
No, they're up to episode 12, I think, today. Or 13 or something. They have 13 episodes every season. And yeah, they're on 12 right now. So I'm technically
tonight's was 12.
Yeah, so I'm technically 3 episodes behind.
Okay, yes, you're right. Yep. Okay.
As an asexual person, should I watch Sex Education? So they actually have characters that are like asexual. They deal with some platonic relationships. So like, yeah, there's people to relate to for sure. It's neat. It's a good show.
Also, I mean, it's like a comedy, so I'm sure you'll still find stuff funny.
Yeah, but if you find comedy funny anyway.
John, what about you? How's your last week been?
It's been all right. Still coming off of that cold, fully pretty much back to normal. I actually spent it kind of resting, and I watched The Witcher.
Okay, so nice. I'm like 2 or 3 episodes into The Witcher as well.
Yeah. No, I liked it a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Someone told me it reminded them of like
the game series The Witcher.
No, it reminded them of like Xena and Hercules. I'm like, all right, I'm in.
Okay.
It's a more serious Xena and Hercules, essentially.
There's a playfulness to it though. And fucking dude, Henry Cavill is having so much fun in every part he's in. He's such a delight to watch.
That's the thing that's kind of been carrying me, is the fact that he's just like, you can tell.
Yeah.
He's just having a time.
He's stoked.
Fuck the entire time. It's really good.
Yeah.
I thought the first couple episodes were a little slow. I think the 3rd episode is awesome. When he's like fighting the thing in the crypt.
Oh yeah, no, that's a good fight scene.
That's a good one.
That was super enjoyable.
Yep.
And he like puts on like the brass knuckles that are like in the shape of bat heads or whatever it is. Oh, that was a fun fight scene.
Yeah, that's some good shit for sure.
Yeah, so other than that, not much. I've been in my downtime, I've been playing games, mainly just stuff for TP Plus this month.
Yeah,
so I can't really talk about that for the podcast, unfortunately, but
not yet. Another week. I was gonna ask. So, did you finish your like alphabet thing for last year?
Yep.
Is there a new one for 2020?
This year's plan is a little bit different. I I basically I'm letting the subs vote monthly on what game we do, and if we finish the game early, I just kind of pick whatever I want to play.
Makes sense.
So
Okay.
so actually I didn't play anything other than the podcast game this month or this week rather, so I put that in my actual games I played list. So if you
Mhm.
want to just slip into that, we can.
Well, before that, I want to talk about my fun weekend.
Oh,
Okay,
right. You were at
fine.
PAX. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so I went to Texas for the weekend. Specifically, I went to Austin, and then I found out that San Antonio is like an hour and a half drive from there. Why not just go to PAX since it was the same time?
Hmm.
I got this cool PAX Letterman jacket.
Nice.
Look how cool this thing is. It has like a sweet PAX patch all over it. It says San Antonio. This thing is nice. 20. I'm not a big Letterman jacket guy, but I just loved the colors and branding on this. Like it looks so nice, so picked up one of these.
Nice.
But PAX South is super weird because it's way smaller than PAX West.
Oh yeah, no, it's the smallest one. I'm pretty sure next to Australia. It might even be smaller than Australia.
I have no idea what the Australia one is, but I would assume it's bigger since it's the only one.
Mm.
PAX South, I was able to get tickets, 2-day passes for the Sunday, the Monday before. Like I could have bought any tickets the Monday before, which is ridiculous. And because I'm used to PAX West, where every single ticket sells out in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And the fact that they still had tickets up to the event day was pretty crazy. To put it in other terms, I don't believe there was a single like major publisher there.
Yeah, because it's such a weird time of year. Like no one's really got a demo ready because no one has a show they have to worry about.
Yeah, I don't know if I fully agree with that because we're getting so many more like early release dates these days than we used to. I know we're about to talk about in news like a bunch of delays.
Yeah.
But like I think of like Monster Hunter and Resident Evil coming out pretty early. Like Capcom's kind of taken the early slots a lot of the time. So I feel like games are starting to come out in the early months. I mean, Animal Crossing is still coming, Doom. Like there are games, but not like no publishers were there really. Like I think it was just indie games and then a lot of tabletop stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot more of a focus on tabletop there from what I've heard.
Yeah, like half the convention floor is tabletop. They actually had a separate room that we didn't get to see it until they were like breaking stuff down, so we missed all of it. But it seemed like it was LARPing.
Oh, weird.
But there was some like twist on it, and I can't remember. I didn't fully read it. My girlfriend read it. She wanted to go see it, but we went, I guess, too late because they stopped before the convention was officially over. But they had a whole big room for some kind of LARPing event as well. So it seems like video games are not the major focus for it. But yeah, just generally way smaller overall. And I'll talk about the games I played during that segment as well. But
sure.
Austin was cool. Austin has this outdoor swimming pool that I cannot remember the name of at the top right at the moment. I can look it up real quick. But yeah, it's cool because it's heated by a hot spring underground. So you could definitely like go out swimming and it wasn't freezing cold like it normally would have been. And the bottom of the pool is all like natural bedrock.
Neat.
Which is pretty interesting. So it's a swimming pool that's actually kind of like mossy in there.
Yeah, naturally heated. It's neat.
The Barton Springs pool, and that's really nice because you can even see like from the side of the pool like the whole cityscape of Austin. It's obviously hot there even in January, which was really nice because it's been a little bit colder over here. San Antonio is cool too. They got this like river walk. We went and looked at the Alamo because we were there,
right?
So why not? I don't know. That was a little boring, but we just did like
a joke.
Yeah.
We did like the hour tour, learned some history. Actually, something kind of interesting is one of the people like that has part of like some of the funding in it and has apparently a major Alamo collection is Phil Collins.
Okay.
What?
At least this is what the tour group was telling me. Apparently when Phil Collins was growing up, he was a big fan of what's that Disney show?
All of them.
No, that's that old Disney show around the same time period and era. God, I'm totally blanking right here. But because of the show, he became really interested in the Alamo and all that kind of stuff. So he like collects like historical stuff relating to the Alamo, and I guess he has one of the largest collections. And because of that, he's also helped like keep this place preserved and funded.
Cool.
What a weird fact, right?
That is kind of neat, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what show you're talking about.
Yeah. No. I'm gonna do like a real quick Google search.
Okay. Oh yeah, I guess
That was
you
about-
could just Google Disney Alamo or something of those like.
Actually,
and you'll get
that's
it.
probably better
many
than
results.
Googling Phil Collins Alamo.
Phil Collins.
It might have got a result, though. You never
Yeah.
know.
Davy Crockett. There we go. He was a big
Oh.
fan of the old Disney show Davy Crockett.
I didn't know that was even a show.
I didn't either. I just knew that was a person. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, anyways, yeah, that was just kind of a weird thing to learn. That was probably the most interesting Alamo fact I came across.
Sure. Cool.
But yeah, where was I? Anyway, PAX South. I went to the Omegathon just to see the final round because that seems to be like the unofficial end of PAX thing to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's literally the only thing left on schedule at that point because usually the other areas are shutting down.
And that one, the last time I had gone to a final Omegathon, it was like, oh, you get in line. The line is currently 3 blocks long. People didn't start lining up for this thing until like 15 minutes beforehand.
Mm.
Like it is such a weird PAX experience. I overheard one guy didn't know that PAX West was a thing.
What?
I thought that was impressive.
That's
he knew about PAX
weird.
East, although he didn't quite know how far east Boston was.
Oh no. Okay.
But he did know PAX South. I can assure you of that.
I would hope so. He was physically there.
Yeah. Well, I just meant like even like before. Like I think he has gone to some PAX Souths before. Did not know PAX West was a thing, which is mind-boggling to me. But
Considering that was the first one.
Exactly right. And yeah, I was gonna say and the biggest, but I think East is technically the biggest now.
East is bigger now by just like a small amount, like maybe 1,000 people.
I'm trying to think any other cool Austin stuff. Ate a lot of barbecue. Ate so much meat. It was very good.
Cool.
San Antonio has a nice like river walk that's like super touristy, but it goes along the river, and there was a beer garden there that we stopped at to eat. That had posters for PAX up that were like Fortnite and Dragon Ball Z themed, I was like, all right, cool. I picked a good spot for lunch. Those like electric scooters. I don't know if Calgary has them, but like Lime scooters or Bird scooters.
We do. They're everywhere.
You do? Okay.
Yeah.
They're everywhere, like in the Bay Area as well.
Sure.
There's 10 times as many in Austin. Like, holy smokes, there's a lot.
I believe.
And in
that,
San Francisco, they must have passed some law. Sorry. They must have passed some law requiring them to be locked up when they're not being used now, because they all got locks installed on them. And it's probably because everyone was throwing them into the bay, because that's kind of funny. But
Sure.
in Austin and or maybe in the greater Texas, they do not have that law.
Hmm.
And I don't get why people aren't throwing them in the river, but I guess it's not an issue yet. So we were just riding those scooters all over the place, which was really nice, since Berkeley specifically, where I'm at, is one of the like dead zones where if you enter it, the scooters slow down significantly, which basically means they're never here anymore, which is a bummer because those things are super fun. So that was fun driving around, and just overall good time in Texas and
Cool.
at PAX. That was fun to do.
Glad to hear.
All right, but PAX is supposed to be about video games, and so is this podcast. This is the Top Down Perspective for January 23rd. I'm Sean Booker.
I'm Paul Fleck.
I'm John Wheeler.
Let's go with John. What have you been playing?
All right, like I said earlier, started my new game clearing plan for streams. So I left it up to subs each month to vote out of a list that I picked up that I basically built myself. What game they wanted to see me clear. So out of the 10 games I put up, they voted for Mega Man: The Wily Wars for Genesis.
Nice.
So this is a remake of Mega Man 1, 2, and 3 on the Genesis, done in like a 16-bit style, and then it has an extra mode at the end called the Wily Tower.
Mm-hmm.
So to unlock the Wily Tower, you have to beat the first 3 Mega Man games, and then you get to do Wily Tower mode, which is 3 new Robot Masters and then 4 stages of Wily Castle to take on Wily again. But the gimmick is that you get to make a power move set based out of all 3 games. So you get to pick and choose what powers you want from each game. So you get 8 slots for like your weapons. So you can take like Metal Blade from 2. You can take Crash Bomb from 2. You can take Electric Beam from 1. You can take Gemini Laser from 3, etc. And then you can pick like I want Rush Jet, I want Rush Coil, and then like item 3 from Mega Man 2, or like the Magnet Beam from 1.
Mm-hmm.
So
and then you just go through all these stages.
If your audience picks a like collection game like this, because you said this is 3 games, the first 3.
Yep.
Do you have to beat all 3 to be considered done this one?
The only reason I beat all 3 in this one was because that's the only way to unlock the actual new mode. If it was a case where I put the game in and it was just unlocked, I would have just done that because I've already beaten the other games.
Makes sense.
What if are you picking what they get to pick from, or are they just picking anything from your
He's making a
backlog?
list. I
curated a list of 10 games I was interested in, or like subs suggested.
Oh, okay.
Then they
so there's no chance if you like, because I'm wondering like, what if like the Master Chief Collection comes up?
Oh,
you have to play like 6 Halo games?
It would have to be the Halo games that I haven't beaten, which is in the Master Chief Collection. I think right now is only Reach.
Oh, okay. I think the only Halo game I haven't beaten is 2.
Okay.
Wait, actually?
Yeah, that's just the one. For whatever reason, I just stopped playing through 2, and I've beaten all the other ones.
Fair enough. I stopped playing through 3 until a friend was like, "Hey, let's play through it."
That one has a cool ending. You're got to finish the fight.
Yeah. I love cliffhangers. They're the best. So yeah, I gave them a list. They voted for that. We played through that. And it was fun, honestly. It was, but it was weird because it's not a perfect translation. Apparently, they based some of the things on Mega Man 3. So Mega Man 3 itself felt fine, but Mega Man 1 and 2 had a lot of weird quirks. Like bosses that were weak to the Mega Buster took less damage from it.
Oh.
Like someone did the math, and apparently it takes normally like 10 Buster shots to kill Cutman, and it took 27 instead.
Why would they do that?
Really weird. I don't know. It was just a really strange change.
Yeah.
Maybe you're just a Mega Boy, not quite a Mega Man yet.
There was no other choice. So we played through that. What else did I write down on here? We've beaten a couple games. Like we've beaten 4 games already on stream. They've all just been during different times.
Does that mean you're a third of the way through your year?
No, because I'm only doing the votes monthly. So anything we clear otherwise is extra.
So this will be an easier year for you because you're going to do less than half as many as you did in the last year, right?
More or less. Like last year we did,
because you did 26 last year, right?
Well, that was the plan was 26, and we ended at 32. It looks like.
Okay.
That can't be right. No, that's more than that. Oh wait, no, I read the wrong number out there. Sorry, we ended at 38.
Yeah. Now, if it's just one a month, that's only 12 you need to do.
Yeah, there's only 12 I need to do, one a month, but so far we've completed 4 games. We did the January game, and then we did 3 extra games on 3 different streams. So,
Man, at this point, you can like retire in March.
That's how that works.
probably not. One other game that I've been doing on stream a couple times I've been trying to beat is Gradius 3.
Ooh.
All right.
Just been playing through that. We played it through it twice on stream. Both times we got pretty far in the game, but we never beat it. So, because it's got limited continues. So,
yeah.
Apparently, I got right before the final boss in my first attempt, and my second attempt, I was like a stage or 2 behind that. So,
I think I played a lot of the Game Boy Gradius.
yeah, I think you said
Nope.
that or Nemesis.
Nemesis. Why does that come up when I search Gradius Game Boy?
Because that's what it was. They renamed it to Nemesis. And
Is
there's
it
also
just
like Gradius Interstellar Assault, which is a different one.
Is it just the exact same thing as Gradius like 1, or what is that?
It's not the same as like the original Gradius 1, but I think the Game Boy one was just straight up called Nemesis.
Yeah, no, it definitely was. I'm seeing the box art. Yeah, I had this. I played a lot of this game.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Like everything else I've been playing in my spare time is the podcast game for this month, Time Spinner. So
yeah.
So other than stream stuff, that's pretty much been it for me. And Sean's mic just died, so I'm going to say, Paul, you should probably start talking.
Yep, I was muted.
Oh, okay. Thank God.
But
got a little worried.
Yeah. So that Voxelgrams game that John was showing us, the Picross 3D ripoff on Steam, or just whatever. I finished that this week.
Oh, how was it?
It's very good. It's extraordinarily good. But
Sweet.
Short. 147 puzzles, I think. So like not very big at all. It's really good though. You should check it out if you like 3D Picross. It's got me down this path of trying to find more and finding some garbage that like some kid obviously is learning how to make a game from YouTube videos and put out there, and at least that's free. It scared me a little bit to like see what else people put out there for money. So I don't know. I think I'm just gonna stick to normal Picross until I hear back from people that they found a good one. I decided to go into Slay the Spire and ended up playing 8 hours straight of it unknowingly, of the new character, the Watcher.
Yeah, how does the new character work? I'm curious.
It makes me not want to play the other characters at all. So what the Watcher is a monk basically, and her whole gimmick is that she has like the normal stance, which is regular. She's not like in any particular stance, so the cards will play as normal. A calm stance, where when you leave the calm stance, you get 2 extra energy that turn. And an aggressive wrath stance, like an aggressive aggro stance, where the damage you take is doubled, but you deal double damage. And also,
it's kind of like a glass canyon.
It's a glass cannon thing. So her whole thing is stance switching in a turn to like make these huge plays. And it's like opened up that game in a way that I don't want to go back to the other 2. I tried going back to the other 2 because I don't like the third one. The robot guy.
The other 3.
Yeah,
I like the robot guy.
No, he's garbage.
But the orbs?
Yeah, I don't like him very much. It doesn't make me... He's more interesting than the other 2 for sure, the original 2. But I just don't like how he plays, so I don't play him. But yeah, no, it's really, really cool to just be like having to decide, like, can I make the damage this turn to kill everything? It's one of these characters that you will clear the board in a good aggro turn, but you might die if you don't get there. Like, you have to get to that point where you have the card.
Glass cannon.
It's like super good, yeah. So the runs are very, very fast and aggressive, or you lose. And I've lost so many of them at the like final floor, but it's been super, super fun, and I can't wait to play more of it. I absolutely love the character.
Do you have any idea if this is on the other platforms?
I don't think it is, because somebody was
Oh,
saying that it's not out on Switch yet, and that's the other
yeah, because I have it
platform
on
that.
Switch and Xbox. So
Oh, okay. I don't know about Xbox
wait.
necessarily. Yeah, it's cool. I really like the character, so I'm just glad to see that they're continuing to do stuff with that game. That's interesting and fun. Yeah, and I lost too much time to it. Last night I decided I'm gonna finally play 999. So I did a
Now's
playthrough.
the time to do it. You got a lull in the release schedule.
Yep.
Hell yeah, dude.
So I played through my first playthrough of 999 last night. And after the podcast, I'll probably do another one tonight, I'm assuming.
Are you using a map now at this point?
No. Well, I'll use the like built-in one that shows like where the splits are. But what do you mean a map? I guess I'm confused.
Yeah, a map. So you just so you know like how to make sure you get like a new ending and whatnot, and like what you need to do.
I think it literally just means a guide.
Well, oh no, because the in-game map shows you like the splits, so I'll just go down the splits that I haven't done yet, right?
Yeah, I'm one. So you're playing the PC version?
I am.
Yeah, so I played the DS version. Maybe the DS version didn't have an in-game map or something.
I thought it didn't.
Because I remember needing to use like a guide.
That's fair. There is one in this version, so I can see like where the splits happen.
There's also voice acting from what I heard in the version you're playing.
There is voice acting, yep. So that's been
How's
good.
that? For my game, is it good?
I mean, it's fine. It saves me from having to read a lot. Although you get to the point where you read quicker than the voice acting anyway, and you're just like, okay, yeah. I just want to get through this line, so whatever.
I feel like that's all games. Like, have you guys ever just like let the voice acting finish?
Yeah, usually.
Really?
Sometimes I'm just like, all right, that's just way too long. I'm just gonna move on.
It depends on the game for sure.
Like a lot of games, and what comes to mind is like because I'm playing Tokyo Mirage Sessions, is they have like an auto thing where it'll just go to the next one when they finish talking.
Yeah,
but
like Atlas games are notorious.
I'm just like I'm gonna fall asleep. This is gonna take forever. I need to at least be hitting A or something.
Yeah, as Anime Saran Wrap saying, the DS version didn't have a flowchart, so this one has a flowchart. So I'm just following that. So yeah,
I'm super curious because Final Fantasy is saying they remove the puzzles. Someone's saying not so much remove but change. I'm kind of curious how they change the puzzles. I'm very curious about a key moment at the end of that game.
I've seen one ending, so I don't know that we can have this discussion.
No, and I'm not going to get into spoilers.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you can't see the ending until you have done like 6 endings. I think like the fastest is it's like 3 or 6 endings is the fastest way to finish the game. Because there's a lot of just like bum endings where it's just like, oh, you just died. Like someone just killed you. You didn't really learn much. There's a bunch of those, but I think you have to do like at least 3 endings.
Okay.
So I'm curious because the dual screen was something in one of the endings that was cool. So I'm curious what they would do in that one.
I'm sure we'll have this discussion again next week when I play more of it. So
I'm glad you're playing it. Do you like it?
I do.
You're not even like the coolest stuff yet, though. Once you get like some of the big reveals.
I have heard from other people that the other 2 games they like more. So if they're quote unquote better in some way, then they're probably very good because I like this one quite a bit.
I would totally disagree.
Oh, really? The other 2 aren't good?
No, they're good and like they're longer. Like they're definitely like like built as like bigger games.
Yeah.
But I just feel like, because 999 wasn't built as like the first of a trilogy, that it's just like a really nice, cohesive, like
I see.
finale game.
Sure.
And then the other 2, they're just like, oh, but wait, there's more. Yeah. Whereas one is like, you kind of like wrapped some stuff up. Like, I just think 999 is a stronger game on its own.
Mm-hmm.
I remember liking 2 a lot. But I still think the first one's my favorite.
Yeah. The idea is I want to play the Somnium Files, and I was just like, well, I don't have that game. I have the Nonary games collection. Let's just go through that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm excited to hear what you think.
Yeah. That's the big one for me this week, and that's it.
Okay. The big game for me this week was Tokyo Mirage Sessions, which is probably going to be sorry, the game for the next few weeks since it's an
Sure.
RPG.
Uh-huh.
It's refreshing to play like a JRPG again. It's been a while, I realized.
You didn't play this on Wii U at all, right? Like you skipped it completely.
I bought it.
Oh, did you? Okay.
I bought it. I did not play it.
Oh, I didn't know you bought it. Okay.
Yeah, because it was like weirdly discounted for like a new copy one day, like a couple of years ago, and I picked it up. Just never put it in.
Mm-hmm.
So I own this game twice.
Uh-huh.
I guess, just like and like this makes me like a hypocrite as the guy who's like stop re-releasing Switch, like Wii U games on the Switch to give me something else. But here I am playing the Switch port of it. So
We're all a
I'm
hypocrite.
gonna
It's
be the
fine.
first to admit I'm being a hypocrite here.
Sure.
But I'm still having fun with it. It's a good game. The battle system is cool. It's all about like chain attacks, where anytime you use one of your skills, which are basically like you can attack normally, but I don't know why you would ever do that because the characters are so weak. Or you can use a skill, which is basically like the magic attacks.
Yeah.
But it's not strictly magic. Sometimes it's just like, oh, here's like a strong sword attack. And every time you come across a new enemy, you have no idea what they're like strong or weak or resistant to. So you have to kind of test some things out. But once you find the weakness, you can sorry, coughing a whole bunch. Once you find the weakness, you can start these session combos, and this makes it very fun. Because you have to set up your other characters to have specific session attacks, and those will work like if a teammate, like let's say, okay, first character's going, they're using like a sword attack. If I have a second character who has a session attack that is like, let's say it's called like sword fire. If a sword attack is used, they will attack with a fire attack. And then if I have my third character, you can have 3 on the field, have an attack, let's call it like fire blizzard. Once fire gets used, they'll use a blizzard attack.
Yeah.
So you have to kind of make sure you're equipping specific session attacks that will chain together. Like you have to make sure like, okay, if I use a sword one, am I going to be able to have 2 people attacking? If I use a lance attack, am I going to have another 2 people coming up like that? Like you want to make sure everyone's kind of in sync with each other, which is pretty fun. What's also really cool is the progression system. There's like 3 or 4 different things you can level up. Actually, there's probably even more than that. There's so many different little mechanics you can level up. Not only can your character level up, which is straight up just the Fire Emblem music and the way the Fire Emblem characters level up of getting like one little stat boost to like attack, speed, magic, just like in a Fire Emblem game. You can level up this current weapon you have, and every time that the weapon levels up, you will learn a new like trait or skill, which can be like an attack skill, it can be a session skill, it can be something more passive, like now you just have a +2 strength if you have this thing equipped. And these work like Pokemon moves, where you only have a certain number of slots, and then if you start gaining more of them, you have to then get rid of something. However, if you gain something that's the exact same name, like for example, one of the strong sword moves you get early on is called Cleave. If you get Cleave twice, it'll actually just become Cleave +1. So now you have a stronger Cleave.
Right.
So you actually want to be like going through a whole bunch of different weapons, and you go through weapons tons and tons, learning all the skills you can from a weapon. And then once you have it mastered, move on to the next one as you just make your characters better. Along with that, yeah, so you can level up the attacks as well, the session skills. So it almost comes down to like every like 2 or 3 fights, almost every single fight, something is leveling up in some kind of way. So the numbers are just flying, which makes the progression feel like really cool. And it also makes you like really build out the character how you want them to be. So for example, I'm not using a lot of like stat buffing and debuffing skills, because I just never really play with that kind of stuff. I just want things that hit really hard or will chain off so I can hit even harder and stuff like that. So that's really cool. I like the combat system quite a bit. I do think the game looks old. It looks like a Wii U game.
Yeah.
Like it's colorful and fancy, but it's still just kind of it's showing its age. I think things could have looked nicer. That's not a huge letdown though. I've still put about like almost 10 hours into it at this point. Just destroyed both my plane trips this last weekend, so that was pretty cool.
Cool.
But at the moment I can only chain like up to 2, which I'm reading online people are getting chains of like 18 and stuff, so I'm looking forward to the battle system just going ridiculous. And it actually kind of reminds me, if anyone played that Xbox 360, it may have been on PS3, but there was a JRPG where you played as like music
Sonata.
Eternal Sonata, yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I just took a guess. I'm like, this seems to be the one.
Where you played as like Beethoven and Chopin.
Yeah, that's
that is, what a weird game. That is such a weird game.
Yep.
It kind of reminds me of that combat system where when you do an attack, if you do a specific thing, the next character will come in the next one, and you're just making all these cool chain attacks over and over again. People should play Eternal Sonata. That is such a weird thing. But Tokyo Mirage Sessions is cool, and I'll keep checking in with that because that's gonna last me for quite a bit.
I'd like to go back to that at some point. I'm wondering if I would just plug the Wii U in though, rather than buy a new copy. Probably do that.
Yeah, I just couldn't see myself plugging the Wii U in again.
Yeah.
And I really like having it portable. Like having it on the plane was awesome. It came out right before my PAX trip. That was perfect timing.
The portable part itself seems like a game-changing thing for long RPGs for sure. So,
yeah. But it's nice playing a JRPG again. I can't remember the last JRPG I played.
Yeah,
it's been a few years. I picked up Ni no Kuni 2, but I never played it. I've started playing World War Z.
Yeah.
Just kind of the next co-op game. Needed a co-op game. That thing is extremely Left 4 Dead. Like
I love that game. It's very good.
It is just Left 4 Dead again.
Yep.
Which is not bad. I like Left 4 Dead quite a bit.
Yep.
I doubt I'm gonna like replay the missions because there's a lot to level up in that game. Like every weapon levels up and your character classes level up. There's a lot to that progression system as well. Which I like because you basically level up the weapons by using them. So if you stick with the weapons you like, they'll just get better and stuff. So you can kind of create your character as such, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
But it has some cool set pieces with all the swarms of zombies coming in, and it's a fun time. I'm having fun with that.
I just wish there were more levels is the only thing. A couple more would be nice. I think there's only like 4 acts.
There's like there's 4
each.
cities and there's like 5 chapters to a city, chapters. I think.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Except Tokyo, I think, only has like 3. It has less.
Oh, is that a shorter one?
Yeah. Which is
I haven't got. I think that's the last one. I haven't gotten there. I think I'm either done with the second one or I'm in the middle of the second one. I can't quite remember.
Which one's the second one? Is that Moscow?
No, it's not Moscow.
Oh, then it's Israel, probably Jerusalem.
Yes, it's Jerusalem. Yes.
Yeah.
And then like does Brad Pitt show up?
I don't even remember what his character's name is, so maybe there might be an Easter egg in there with his name.
Yeah, I kind of hope there would be an Easter egg because this thing has like the Paramount logo. Like apparently it's like tied like officially to that movie or book or whatever. So they should definitely do an Easter egg. That'd be fun.
Did you ever read that book or see that movie? I guess
I saw the movie. I haven't read the book. No.
Okay.
So
yeah.
That movie's okay. It's fine.
Yeah, both the book and movie are okay. That's the highest praise I think I would give them for sure.
I restarted Trine 4 on the Xbox just to like play some achievements and have that gorgeous art style up on my new big screen TV. I don't really have anything quite else to say about that. Okay. I'll tell you about what I played at PAX though.
Sure.
This was a weird one. Since my girlfriend was with me, I didn't want to wait in really long lines because I know she wouldn't have like appreciated that as she's not much of a gamer. So like I would have loved to have like waited in line for like the Artful Escape, but it was like at least a 45-minute wait, and I knew she would
Mm.
not want to do that. And I didn't want to. I didn't like. I know she would have been down for it, but I didn't want to make her do that.
Yeah, sure.
That's no fun. We played Watam,
Okay.
whatever how you pronounce it. That game's delightful. That's a fun time. And it has like co-op, so that was good for the two of us.
Yep.
Played Young Souls, which I was pretty excited to jump on. This game looks fantastic. It's a co-op. They're trying to go for like a Dark Souls thing, but I don't really think it's quite in there. You do have like a stamina meter, but it's like barely a thing. I really wouldn't relate it to Dark Souls, but maybe there's more going to be in the full game later that will be make it more Dark Soulsy.
Okay.
But it's a side-scrolling like dungeon crawler, where it's like you and your sister are, like fighting goblins and such. It has like a loot system, which was really fun. I didn't really get into that because I was just playing a demo, but I could definitely see like getting real deep and customizing my character and stuff. And your armor actually shows up on your units, which is always fun to see. So I liked that. But I think the big thing is just like it seems like it's gonna have a cool story, and I loved the art style of it quite a bit.
So what does this
So
play like? Is it like a Castle Crashers or something? I just see some screenshots. I can't tell.
yeah, it kind of plays like Castle Crashers.
Oh, okay.
Less mashy, I would say, than Castle Crashers.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, I see it here. Okay. I had to
And
look up a
you
video.
have like you have a dodge roll.
Sure. Okay.
But
Cool.
it's a side-scrolling one, but there is like a Z access to the combat and stuff.
Yeah,
So
it's like a beat 'em up.
Castle Crashers is close, but less mashy than Castle Crashers is.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
But that is a good comparison with like the co-op and stuff. So yeah, Young Souls, that's what that was. We played. This was I don't know. It wasn't a video game, like a tabletop game, but not a board game. This was called Clask.
Okay.
It's like air hockey with magnets, though.
Mm-hmm.
So you have like a ball on top, and your hand is underneath holding some kind of magnet. And then your magnet is attached to. It kind of looks like a bishop
Yeah.
from chess. So those are connected by a magnet from underneath. And what you need to do is air hockey style, hit the marble into the opponent's little like their goal or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
What made it kind of cool is there's these 3 white magnets in the middle of the play field. So if you get close to them, the magnet will snap to your little bishop. And
Yeah.
if you get 2 of them on you, you lose a point, or the other player gets a point.
Okay.
So there's a bit of area of like you have to be careful of where you're moving your person because you can't get too close to those. But those things will also get knocked around because of the marble in the game. So it's actually like a pretty interesting way if you think of how this would kind of work with air hockey of like now you have to be really careful about how you're moving your like mallet or whatever you would call it, the bishop thing.
So in this video I'm watching of this game, or somebody showing this game off, the one person hit the ball so hard it moved one of those small magnets and hit the opponent. So like, yeah, that's kind of neat. That you could just like
so
fuck over your opponent.
If you get 2 of those little white magnets, the other person gets a point.
That's funny.
If you accidentally pull your little bishop too far back and you land in your own goal, the other person gets a point. So there's a pretty interesting dynamic to how you can play it. It's just a small little board.
Yeah.
Maybe like a foot by a foot and a half or so.
Sure.
They also have a 4-person version of this where it's more of like an octagon. And there's we didn't get to play this one. We got in line for it, but the people who were playing would not share. They were playing forever, and eventually we were like, let's just go elsewhere. This is getting ridiculous.
Bummer.
But that seemed pretty cool too, because there's a lot more of those little white magnets that you have to avoid, and you can attack in different directions. So that was cool. That was Clask, Klask. That was a fun little game.
Yeah, this does look fun.
I also played Speaking Simulator. This was a delight. Actually, to be fair, I didn't play it. My girlfriend played it, and I watched her play it. The premise of this is you are an AI bent on taking over the human race. And by doing so, the way you're trying to do this is you have put yourself into a human-looking robot, and you need to like pass as a human so people can't figure out that you're trying to take over the world.
Right.
And the way this works is like, I'll give you the first scenario. You're going on a date with the head of HR, Karen. So Karen will be talking to you and say something, and then you need to respond. And there'll be a sentence on the bottom of the screen that as you move the robot's mouth, the sentence just kind of gets said. So the the narrative premise of it is you're moving the mouth and the tongue in a way that you're saying these words. But the way that actually comes out in the gameplay is completely absurd, which would make sense. This is like a simulator game, so it's going to be absolutely insane. You control each stick controls a different part of the head, I guess. The right analog stick controls the movement of the face. So like opening and closing the mouth or like widening the lips or something like that. So there'll be arrows that just pop up on that side that you need to make sure you're inputting in the right time. On the left side, you're seeing an X-ray of the profile of the face, of the inside of the mouth. And the tongue is all physicsy, so it breaks all the time. So it gets into like the weirdest like broken polygonal shapes, to comedic effect. And you have to press these like 3 different buttons in the mouth that are like, there's 2 on the top, like one near the front, one near the back, and then one underneath. And that's the left stick. So you have it's like spinning plates. You need to make sure you're hitting these buttons when they light up properly, and you need to make sure you're hitting the arrows with the right hand properly. All the while, you're answering questions like, can I buy you a drink? What do humans drink? Why would I say that? Oh, no, I am definitely a human. I don't know why you wouldn't think I'm a human. So the whole premise of this is silly. While if you're kind of doing a bad job, which of course you are, because this control scheme is so weird, the robot's face is slowly like smoking and like sparking and breaking apart, like the ears popping off and stuff. But the at least Karen, she didn't like react to you doing bad. She just reacted like, hey, did you get through the sentence? All right, she will now say the next thing. So she'll be like, wow, I didn't know you were like gonna be this saucy. Maybe we should go back to my place, while your face is like sputtering and breaking down because you it was very funny. Definitely look this up. This was Speaking Simulator. I think it comes out in like a week.
Yeah, it says January 30th on the Steam thing here.
Yeah, I think it's coming to Steam and Switch.
Okay.
We were playing the Switch version.
Okay.
Looks like just laughs upon laughs for sure.
Yeah. Too bad PewDiePie's on a break. This seems like a thing he would milk the hell out of.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I see a line here. Yes, I must confess, as a warm-blooded human being, I find you quite attractive.
Yeah, so you're saying like weird stuff like that.
As a warm-blooded human being.
Yeah. That was all I played at PAX. That's all I've been playing in the last week. So why don't we do some news?
Cool.
Sony's not going to be at E3. What do you guys think?
Makes sense.
Weird, but not too surprising, I guess, at this point.
Yeah. I think they definitely want to take that Nintendo approach of just doing all the shit themselves at this point.
But Nintendo still goes to E3.
Yeah.
That's the thing. They still have a booth of a significant size.
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird. I kind of don't care at all about E3. Like, they could just do the presentations at E3 and then not have a convention for all I care.
All right. Also, like, Nintendo will do like their major direct at the E3 time. Did Sony even do a live stream?
No,
No.
nothing last year.
They did they do their own things. Yeah.
Throughout the year, for sure. Yeah. And there's like rumors upon rumors about something major in February.
Mm-hmm.
But what was also interesting is like the ESA like responded just to like Sony kind of saying we're not going to be there. They kind of responded publicly. I'm just gonna like read this I'm gonna read these 3 sentences because they're all just super like PR-y and gross.
Okay.
For those who don't know, ESA is the company that runs E3. They're
Yeah.
also the company that leaked a whole bunch of journalists' personal information from last E3. So good job for them.
Yeah.
They also did nothing to rectify that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
E3 is a signature event celebrating the video game industry and showcasing the people, brands, and innovations redefining entertainment loved by billions of people around the world. E3 2020 will be an exciting, high-energy show featuring new experiences, partners, exhibitor spaces, activations, which is just like the worst. I hate that. I hate activations. And programming that will entertain new and veteran attendees alike. Exhibitor interest in our new activations is gaining the attention of brands that view E3 as a key opportunity to connect with video game fans worldwide.
Yeah.
What does that have to do with Sony? What?
We're gonna use
What?
the speed for something else. That's basically what they said.
Yep.
So like that's like the lamest response, and it's also so PR-y and just like, but guess what? There's going to be so many marketing opportunities for brands, synergy, co-immersion. Like it's like, please stop with your buzzwords.
Yeah. Kind of wish everybody would just pull out of E3 and they'd let it die. But it won't happen.
Not until I go to E3. It's still on the bucket.
Not until I go to
There was no
E3.
E3.
Yeah, I don't know. E3 seems like it seems less and less important every year.
Yeah.
When was the last time it felt really, really important? Like, probably Xbox 360 era, right?
That era, yeah.
Well, I don't know when they
maybe even PS4, Xbox One.
Yeah, like they announced the Xbox One and the PS4 at the same E3, the E3 before they came out. That was a big one, which is also why this was probably such a big surprise with Sony, because last year Sony didn't have a lot to show. It made sense to not spend all that money.
Sure.
The year before that, they also didn't have a ton to show. Remember, they did that like weird 4 games in like different like tents. Remember that thing?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like that was, they didn't have a ton there either. But this year, like they have a new console coming out. That's crazy to think they're not going to be there.
I don't know. I guess I just don't see E3 with any reverence like you do at all. So
it used to mean a lot.
It used to. Yeah, for sure. But
I have a lot of fun when E3 comes around. It's like video game Christmas. Why are you trying to ruin video game Christmas?
Because it sucks. I just want that news all year. I don't want it to happen 1 week out of the year. I want something to look forward to every month.
What? You can have both. We always got both.
We don't always get both. Everybody always saves everything for E3. And then, like, just give me that shit next week. No, give me a thing next week showing me the PlayStation 5. Get me excited for this coming holiday season now instead of June.
But that's such a long wait, man. I'm not saying don't give me the info now. I just also like getting like so many fun surprises. Like there's such a cool, fun build up to all these major press conferences at E3. That's fun.
I guess I kind of don't care about news though. I care about stuff that I can go out and buy now and see. I don't care about hype. I want it. I don't want the news of it.
Well, I mean, it's pretty rare they're just going to drop. Like, you're not going to get Apex Legends dropping out of nowhere. That's pretty rare.
But you should.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I do agree though that E3 is becoming less and less important for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we'll see what happens in June.
Yeah.
Xbox has said, however, that they are going to be at E3.
Yeah, they'll have stuff there.
I mean, they literally own one of the convention centers. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for sure. It makes sense. I'm wondering if, like, how many of the smaller press conferences are still going to happen. Are we still going to get a Square Enix one? I guess now they could show more Avengers.
Yeah,
they probably have to based on the tepid reaction.
Yeah.
But anyways, yep, E3 or Xbox is definitely going to be there, so that'll be interesting. Talk about some Series X. Speaking of Series X, Matt Booty came out and said that for the first year or two, first-party Xbox games will not be exclusive to the Series X and will also be coming out on the Xbox One.
That's very
not
cool.
Really a surprise.
Yeah.
Good it's not them. A surprise, yeah, because like they have the install base on the X, they want to sell more.
Mm-hmm.
As someone planning to get these consoles at launch, it is, it makes my console feel less special. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And I'm not gonna sit here and be like, I don't want other people to get access to this game. Only I can get it because I want to feel like a big fancy boy.
You should say that though, because that's funny.
I just for people who are the early adopters, it's almost like it's making us question like, well, why are we early adopting at this point then?
I think maybe you should think that anyway, honestly. Rather
sure,
than,
no,
yeah.
You should definitely come up with reasons. Like if it makes no sense to upgrade, don't upgrade.
For sure.
But as someone who just like, you know, this is what I do. I like getting the new consoles. I want to feel like when I get my new console, there's a reason to get it.
I mean, it's probably going to be upgraded performance, I would assume, though, right? Kind of like how they did with the Pro and whatnot. I would assume.
Hopefully, I hope. Like, because 2 years is a long time. I hope they're not having to like cater to the Xbox One's like weaker performance.
Yeah,
like, is it going to hamstring?
Are they going to watch dogs it, basically make the PC version shit because the console version has to be somewhat on par? Like, yeah, I see what you mean.
Like, is that going to like water down my Series X versions of those games?
Yeah.
Or is there going to are they making kind of two versions of those games?
Like a original and remastered, as it were, like with the new hardware,
right? Which I would have to assume they're not making two versions of those games.
That seems ridiculous.
Even like right now with like, you know, you get your pro versions of the games versus like the regular PS4.
Yeah.
They're running faster, they're looking better, but it's not like there's more characters on screen or anything like that.
Right.
Which a stronger console could definitely do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. So what does that mean? This should be it is noted this is just first party. So who knows what third parties will be doing? Maybe they'll do just Series X. Maybe it'll be different. These are so many questions to be asked. Stuff like, are you going to have to are they going to be separate SKUs? Or if I just bought it on my Xbox One, can I just boot it up on my Series X and now it's a better version of that game? Who knows? We'll have to find out.
I kind of don't see why they couldn't do that. Because it's kind of just like turning the like graphic effects from low to very high on like a PC game, right? Only with consoles.
Well, one reason why they might not do that is maybe they want to charge me twice.
Oh, they would for sure want to charge you twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, remember at the release of the last generation, Ubisoft did that with like Assassin's Creed, but they had like an upgrade, like a $10 upgrade thing.
Yeah.
You could do.
Uh-huh.
Is there gonna be something like that? That almost seems weird at this point.
That seems gross.
I don't know. Lots of questions about that. Especially just because Microsoft has a lot of first-party studios now. Double Fine, the company behind Hellblade, Ninja Theory,
right?
Obsidian. So a lot of these games will be on both platforms. I'm curious what that actually looks like. How that'll actually like materialize. Let's talk about all the delays. So this obviously happened like almost 2 weeks ago, but we were doing the game of the year, so we didn't talk about it.
Sure.
We can actually share our feelings on those. How do you guys feel? These are in order of when they were announced. How do you guys feel about Avengers being delayed?
Oh. Okay. the blanket statement is if they need more time to make it good, that's good, I think. But I was reading some weird stuff from developers in the industries and stuff on Twitter being like, yo, just because we push it back doesn't mean we're not in crunch. It means we have 6 more months of crunch. Like, it just means I don't get to see my kids for 6 more months. And
I
it's
heard
like,
that
that's really
in-
bad.
specific in the case of Cyberpunk.
Also, Rockstar apparently was really bad about that. Apparently, they've gotten better, though. But
Right. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, Rockstar didn't delay something, but just in general, Rockstar's been bad. Lots of companies have been bad about crunch, but yes, I
Sure.
did hear specifically like Cyberpunk, with their delay, it's probably going to mean those people are just crunching for like another 4 months or whatever the delay is.
Yeah, and like the optimistic part of me always was thinking, okay, maybe that just means that like it's not ready yet, so we'll give it a little more time and that's fine. I didn't really think about the fact that, oh no, that just means these people are in hell for another month rather than it just being out there. So, yeah, I don't know, man. So my personal opinion is I don't care about Avengers being delayed that much. I was kind of bummed out for the other ones, but I'll
Right.
wait.
Well, let's go through them in order. John, you got any feelings on Avengers being delayed?
Nothing about it really interested me, so I think it probably does need more time in the oven.
Sure. Yeah,
New release date is September 4th. That was originally May. Was that May?
I think so. Yeah,
Something like that.
it was
I don't
middle
know.
of the year somewhere.
That game has been so like, I just don't even like think about the Avengers game.
Yeah, me neither.
What I do think about though is Final Fantasy VII remake.
Yep, me too.
This one got pushed back the least,
Yeah.
compared to the other ones. This got pushed back a month. Originally, this was early March. Now it is April 10th.
Yeah.
Thoughts on this really delay?
Um,
You guys excited for Final Fantasy
I
VII?
mean, it's just polished at this point. I would assume it was only a month.
yeah.
Yeah, that's most likely probably what that is. If only a month. I don't know how much you can get done in a month. But then again, they're probably crunching, so who knows? Cyberpunk, we mentioned, it got pushed. That was originally an April release, I believe. That is now
I think it's
September
also September
17th.
now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty big one. Also, these ones that are getting pushed to like September, like they're so close at this point to the next consoles.
Yeah.
It's like I almost kind of wish you just decided they're like you just announced them for the next consoles. Maybe that's gonna happen anyway.
Sure.
But it is gonna suck when like because I'm gonna want to play Cyberpunk immediately, right? So I'm gonna pick it up for like Xbox One, PS4, whatever I'm picking it up for, and then like a month later, I'm getting a Series X and there's a better version of Cyberpunk. But maybe they're just gonna transfer up, like we talked about. Who knows? Who even knows? You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Thoughts on Cyberpunk's delay?
Seems super ambitious, kind of needed it.
Yeah. It gives me
Yep.
some more time. That was going to come out on the in crunch time for me with a bunch of other stuff, I believe. What was the original release date for that again?
Wasn't it April? I think it was April.
Yeah.
It was around Doom time, yeah.
Like March was going to be super packed. It was like every week something major coming out, and now it's like pretty empty.
It was April 16th, apparently, was the original date. So that was like right in between Resident Evil and then Final Fantasy VII. So yeah, I'm on a personal level, I'm kind of okay with it, especially if it makes it better.
Iron Man VR was delayed. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
Don't care.
I forgot that was even coming out.
Yeah, that game. The little bit I played, that game is more fun than you'd think.
Unless you don't have VR, then you don't care.
Yeah.
That one is now coming out May 15th. I think that was supposed to come out like next month.
Yeah,
It
I
wasn't
think you're
too
right.
far off. They were showing it off at PAX West.
Yeah, it's pretty soon.
Yeah.
Last one is Dying Light 2. This got the biggest delay. They say we were initially aiming for a spring 2020 release, but we need more development time I think they just said like it's delayed until like I don't think they put a date even.
Oh wow. Okay.
We will have more details to share in the coming months, and we will get back to you as soon as we have more information. So they just delayed it to who knows when. Which you got to think like what happened to that game?
Yeah. Weird.
Was anyone looking forward to Dying Light 2?
Yeah, sure. Not enough to
Yeah.
care about this delay, but like when it comes out, I'll probably take a look at it unless
Sure.
something better is on the horizon.
There are still some big games coming out though, so you don't get too upset. Animal Crossing hasn't been touched yet.
No, well, I mean that already had a delay to get to there in the first place.
True.
That's true. Doom Eternal hasn't been touched yet. Also had a delay to get there.
True.
Although that people were getting like hands-on time with that. That seems like it is like ready to go.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you guys, but my hype levels are high for Doom Eternal.
I'm thinking of replaying through the other Doom to just give
myself
a reminder.
I gotta finish that game for sure.
Oh, you never finished it?
I never finished it. I gotta wrap that game up in the next.
Yeah, you should wrap that up.
Months or so.
Yeah, that game gets so good.
There was something else. Oh, and people were asking about like Half-Life Alyx, and they came out and said like, no, we're done. We're just polishing. It is not getting delayed.
Yeah. Was it tested officially? Will Smith and Norman Chan had a 30-minute video or something of them trying that game out with a bunch of different headsets. Apparently it works well on like everything on the market, basically.
Nice.
So
yeah,
cool.
that was like a month ago, I think.
That was yeah.
A while ago.
And it looked done then. So
I'm just here waiting for that PSVR announcement. Come on. Fingers crossed.
I'm kind of with you on that one. I think that's the entryway for me. Yeah.
I mean, that's the only one I have. I'm not buying another headset for Half-Life Alyx.
Yeah.
All right, that's all the delays for now. We'll see what happens next week.
Yeah.
This next news story was super weird. Grand Theft Auto 4 got removed from Steam because of Games for Windows Live.
Okay. Is there a reason why? Because there are games on Steam with Windows Live bullshit in it.
So from what I understand, Games for Windows Live, the old version of it, the old web launcher for Microsoft games when they had their own thing years ago.
Yeah.
I guess Grand Theft Auto 4 was tied to that. So if you like launched it on Steam, it like connected or it opened through that. And from what I understand, they just ran out of keys for Games for Windows Live because that thing doesn't run anymore.
Oh, that's why they took it. Yeah, because I was going to say, like, Resident Evil 5 still does, too. Dark Souls still does. There's a lot of games that still do that. But if they ran out, it's because they can't sell it, I guess.
In the chat, people are saying that Dark Souls 1 had Games for Windows Live removed from it, though. So that one is independent of it. I remember when that happened as well. Yes, that's definitely true. I'll just read the quote here. Grand Theft Auto 4 was originally created for the Games for Windows Live platform. With Microsoft no longer supporting Games for Windows Live, it is no longer possible to generate the additional keys needed to continue selling the current version of the game.
Right.
We are looking at other options for distributing GTA 4 for PC, and we'll share more info as soon as you can. So as far as I know, you can't buy that game right now for PC.
Okay, so it's not that they pulled it. It's literally that they can't sell it. Like, they physically can't. Yeah, okay. I've misread.
They can't generate a Games for Windows Live key, and this is absolutely crazy.
Yeah. So they actually ran out of digital versions. They sold out.
Basically. They sold out of the PC copy.
Yeah, the way this is worded was a little bit misleading, where their GTA 4 has been removed from Steam. Like, well, yes, but not the way that you probably think. It literally can't be sold. Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, this Verge article even talks about it's not the first game that Games for Windows Live had to be ripped out of, but most companies that did this started this process back in 2013. And for whatever reason, Rockstar just didn't do it for the PC version.
I wonder if that'll be something they just sell through their launcher that they have.
Their launcher, yeah. Or maybe Epic Store exclusive.
Or maybe Epic, yeah.
Stadia. Maybe it shows up on Stadia.
Stop trying to make Stadia happen. It's not going to happen.
I read a subreddit thread today that said a new game hasn't been added to Stadia for over a month.
Oh, wow.
Hasn't it only been out for a month?
No, it came out in November.
Oh my god, really? I thought it was only a month old.
No, that came out in November. It's a couple months old. Anyway, yeah. I want to know how long some like low-level employee at Rockstar have been saying like, yo, these numbers are getting real low on the PC copy of Grand Theft Auto 4. Why isn't anyone doing anything about this?
For years, I'm sure.
Once a week in like the meeting, it's like, anyone else have anything to add before we wrap up? And the one guy's like, yeah, we got like triple digits left, guys. This is gonna be a thing.
Silly Tim, always over there talking about how we're gonna run out of digital copies.
Yeah,
all right, good meeting, everybody.
Yeah, that's exactly. Why is nobody listening to me? I've got the data right here. I'm picturing like two execs. They're in their office having like a conversation about numbers or some shit, and they have like a glass wall, like a window wall, and Tim just like slams the paper right on their thing, and it says like sold out. And he's just banging on it.
Oh, that'd be so good.
Listen to me. Hey. All right, last news story. Kotaku has reported that they've got sources saying that Horizon Zero Dawn is definitely coming to PC.
Okay.
They got a number of different sources. Usually they wouldn't report this if they didn't feel pretty strong about the rumors.
Yeah.
So that's basically why I'm bringing it up, because we usually don't talk about all the weird rumors as well.
Sure.
But sure, why not? Also, a weird thing that more Sony exclusives are coming to the PC.
Yeah, more people should try that game. So I'm okay with that, for sure.
For sure. All right, let's do some questions. If you want to send a question in, it is topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box.
I have the ultimate first question of games, or names for podcast titles.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Games for podcast titles.
Games for podcast titles. Okay, so starting from November 7th last year, all the memes in relation to the Sky text.
I wasn't there for that.
All the latest memes in relation to the Sky text. What's Sky text?
I have no idea what this was. John, where were you?
I was in Atlanta recording.
Okay.
Probably for the other one too, then, right? The 14th as well?
I should have been back for that one.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what the Sky text is.
No, I'm taking a loss on this. I have no idea. Context is, a question was asked of what the host would do if they saw text in the sky stating the simulation was over. One suggestion was to go on Twitter and check out memes.
Right. Okay. I do remember that question now.
Yeah. The week after, November 14th, Disney's going to buy this podcast.
Disney buying 20th Century Fox, likely, or Disney Plus.
That happened a long time ago, didn't it, though?
So it's probably either the fact that The Simpsons was now on Disney Plus, or the fact that Disney Plus was launching.
Yeah, it would have been around the time Disney Plus launched. So maybe we were just talking about like what's on Disney Plus.
Like everything, hence the podcast will be on Disney Plus soon or something. Disney's going to buy it.
Likely.
Yeah. Okay, context. Talking about Disney Plus and how Disney appears to own everything. The conversation is taken to its logical conclusion. So yeah, we got that one. November 22nd. Go back to Picross, baby.
Well, that sounds like it was thrown at me because I would have been playing a bunch of cross.
I could also see that of being thrown at Paul.
Yeah, probably.
I'm assuming I said that.
Yeah. I feel like it would have definitely been you.
I don't know what I would have been like referring to. Like, if Picross is for babies, what was I talking about that's not for babies?
I don't
It was
know.
the end of November. What was I playing around the end of November?
Were you playing any other puzzle games? Like at
No,
any point?
Pokemon. I was playing Pokemon, I think.
No, I don't think that'd be it.
I don't.
No
All
I
idea.
right.
don't know what this is in relation to.
Context. Paul jumped back into Tetris 99, only to find that people who still play it are pros. Sean said this is an interpretation of how those pros would make Paul feel.
That
Okay.
makes
Got it,
sense.
okay.
Makes sense. 6 days later, November 28th. Negative not being on fire.
Negative not being on fire?
The hell are we discussing that with lighting on fire?
I'm assuming like weather or something?
Negative not being on fire.
Maybe were we talking maybe about like maybe it was really cold where I was and I mentioned, well, at least California's not on fire at the moment.
Maybe?
I don't know.
No, this was definitely before Australia, just to reference the chat.
Yeah. This is the end of November. When was Thanksgiving?
End of November.
Maybe because I remember like it snowed when I went down to like the LA area. Maybe something like that.
Were we talking about like the Thanksgiving Day parade and how it was boring or something? I don't know.
What does the negative part mean?
I'm assuming like relating to the temperature. That's my
Negative.
guess is
Oh,
me
yeah.
talking about how it snowed in the LA area.
Okay. Yeah, I think I can agree. Context is, a question came up regarding Stadia's negative lag and wonder what other negative physics concepts one could want. After some deliberation, the title was determined to be the power of the Human Torch. His power was negative not being on fire. Or whatever.
I must not have been home for this. I don't.
Yeah, you
remember
weren't here for
discussion at
this.
all.
We were talking about the Stadia and how negative lag is the way to fix online gaming problem and how that's like a superpower. It's like
We were way off.
and the Human Torch is superpowers negative not being on fire. It's so dumb. Holy shit. December 5th. Bear is my new brand.
I assume BEAR, right?
BEAR. Yep.
Yeah.
Did any games have anything come out with a bear recently?
No. I want to say Paul said this.
Like being a fuzzy fat gay man? Bear? Bear is my new brand?
I don't know. I just for some reason I have it in my head that you said this, but I don't know why.
I don't I think I would know if I was trying to be a gay man.
I don't think this is when I did that. No, that'd be too late for that. I don't know. I was gonna say I was drawn as a bear for one game I played, but I think that was well before this. That
Well, you were like a werewolf for a murder party, weren't you?
Yeah, that would have been Halloween though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bear is my new brand. Context. Over Thanksgiving, John played a Roblox game with his nephew called Bear. After some discussion,
Oh, yeah!
John decided to become a Roblox streamer, with Bear being his main game.
I totally forgot about that.
Yep.
I forgot about Bear, like the little stuffed bear running around and chasing you. That was awesome.
December 12th. A city in a volcano. A city in a volcano.
I have no idea. I hadn't gone home yet for the holidays.
City in a volcano.
Were there any games with a city in a volcano at that
I
time?
think I would have been playing a whole bunch of like Death Stranding at this time.
This was before Frostpunk for me.
Star Wars. I have no idea.
I think this was Indivisible time for me. There's no city there in a volcano. Yeah, I have no idea. Is there a city in a volcano in Pokemon?
I mean, probably. I don't remember.
Okay.
That does seem like a Pokemon thing to do.
Context. Sean's idea for what he wants out of a new BioShock game.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I was never going to guess that.
Yeah, nope.
December 19th. Master Chief takes off his helmet and it's Ninja. We were definitely
I said this.
We were definitely talking about Ninja moving over to Mixer and how that wasn't necessarily like he's obviously trying to like build Mixer up, but like he's obviously wanting different perks that only Microsoft could give him, and as like a Halo player.
That almost sounds like us talking, or you guys talking more about like his Nerf guns or some shit.
Oh, I don't know anything about that. It's definitely us talking about him moving to Mixer and what Microsoft could offer, and I think Sean joked about Master Chief takes off his helmet in the next like promo or whatever, and it's Ninja. I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
I'll let you be the face of Master Chief.
Yeah.
I think that sounds about right.
Context. Sean and Paul were talking about what kind of perks people would get for signing an exclusivity deal with Microsoft. This was one that came up.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah, close enough. And then Boxing Day, the 26th of December. I only collect myself.
Oh, this was like John or something. Like he was collecting like Funko Pops of his
I hate Funko Pops. Yeah, but yeah, you're right. We were talking about like
yeah,
we were talking about like the question was like what Funko Pop characters would you want? And I think I said like I've got enough alternate me's to be like to collect myself.
Right, but those are the only ones you collect.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what it was. Yeah.
That sounds right. Context. A question came in where you were given infinite wishes, but a Funko Pop of you had to be made and you had to have it. You said it wasn't too bad and would have room for them. All right, fair enough. Thank you for sending those in, as usual.
I'm going to read this first question sent in from Suku. How do you feel about the movie Road to El Dorado?
Good movie.
It's fine. Yeah.
I like that movie quite a bit.
What
Tulio.
What an oddly specific question.
Just want to know our thoughts on it.
Fair enough.
That way's got the loot. That's a fun image.
Sure. I think that
got that weird basketball game where they cheat with the armadillo. It's a good movie.
I'll grab the next one. Junkie GS says, what was a game or game series you liked the idea of more than the actual product itself?
Mighty Number 9.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Anthem?
Yeah.
I mean, just look at any of our disappointed games.
I guess so.
Liked the idea of it, and it didn't come to fruition. I liked the idea of more Luigi's Mansion.
I think I liked the idea of Death Stranding and what it was more than what it actually was. I think I built that thing up too much in my head.
No spoilers.
No, none. I like the idea of a delivery simulator, basically, is what I'm getting at. And then it gave me story I didn't like.
John, you want to take this next one?
Yeah, the next one from VGC Kenny. Sean once referred to Kingdom Hearts 3 as an unreviewable game because you're either in or out. What other games or things are unreviewable in this sense?
Oh.
And there's another question after that as well.
Okay. Oh, that's a different question. I see.
Yeah. I don't know if this was my sentiment exactly. I think this was like a sentiment from Tim Rogers that I was echoing on the podcast. Although I do kind of agree with some of that. For sure. I do also think people should watch Tim Rogers' videos. Those are very funny over on Kotaku.
What other games are unreviewable in this sense? Or things, I guess. Oh.
Well, it's got to be something with like a lot of history, right? Like, let's think. Why would Kingdom Hearts 3 be deemed unreviewable?
The thing is I don't agree that things are unreviewable because if they're a product and you're paying money for it.
By this same logic, Avengers Endgame.
Yeah, that Avengers is a good one for sure. Endgame and Infinity War.
Like, if you agree or not, like,
Yeah.
let's try and like break down the sentiment of like why would Kingdom Hearts 3 be called unreviewable, and it's just because like there's a lot of history that you're gonna have. You're probably like extremely connected to it if you've been going through all of the history, and if you haven't, it's just gonna like it's gonna mean nothing to you. You know what I mean? I
Death
think that's
Stranding is definitely reviewable. Just as a heads up.
I think Death Stranding is
It's
reviewable.
100% reviewable.
But like,
Metal Gear Solid might be harder.
Sure, I think at some point it needs to have like a history, right? It needs to have multiple entries. There need to have like a real strong connection. Like if you've gone through all of these, it's gonna like, of course you're gonna play the next one.
I think Avengers Endgame is the big one. That's huge. Because the only reason, like, I don't think you would like that movie unless you were already in, you know? Like, if that was the first one you watched, you'd be like, what the fuck is it?
Yeah, and also, like, why would you do that? Like, what is the draw?
Right.
Like, why all of a sudden are you like, you know what? I'm going to watch Avengers Endgame. I haven't watched any of these, but people just keep talking about them.
I'm sure there are people that have done that.
I guarantee that happened. There's no way that didn't happen.
Sure, but, like, why? Like, why?
Yeah.
Why didn't anyone take them by the shoulders and just shake them and be like, you fool! You have 22 other movies to watch.
That's such a good answer. I can't think of anything else that even compares.
I think it's also because like the storylines connect so hard. Because I think of other games that there's a bunch, and like I think like let's say Resident Evil for you, Paul.
Sure.
You could probably play Resident Evil 8, and it might not connect to anything, and I think that's reviewable.
Yeah, like they're all reviewable.
I mean, there is some lore, but it's not like the main thread, right?
Well, the lore is company made a virus that turns people into monster. Big lore.
Right. Yeah. I just think like because 7 was like you're not going to be lost starting 7.
No.
And I want to say like the same as like the Fast and Furious movies are they're pretty standalone on their own, but they do have tidbits.
So. Yeah.
Similar like on like through line.
How do you feel about like a TV series having to review like the series finale? It's like, well, I had to watch like 5 seasons or 3 seasons up to this finale or whatever, so of course it's kind of like hard to give just like an unbiased review where I'm already in.
Yeah, that's a good point. And then that also comes in with like, let's say you're gonna get someone to review Kingdom Hearts 3. Do you ask someone brand new, or do you ask someone that has like gone through everything?
It depends what type of review you're doing. If you're doing like a consumer review, someone new as a product that they just picked up for sure.
But like, yeah, because each of those serve a different audience at this point.
Yeah.
And that's something you have to take into account too. So it's almost like when you're reading a review, does the writer need to like preface every review with like, yo, here are my credentials and here is what you need to know about my life. I grew up in Canada, and in Kingdom Hearts 2, they reference Canada, and that's really important, and both, you know, or whatever it is, you know what I mean? Like,
I think you as the person reading the review, that the onus is on you to see if you're checking out a new reviewer, you should go back into their history and see where you line up with stuff you already know. I think that's up to you. It's not up to them to say everything. It's up to you to do that homework of whether or not you would trust that guy's review.
That is a lot to ask of someone just clicking on a website and reading a review.
That's why I think reviews are garbage.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to agree with that, but like,
I don't think you can.
It does like, that is an interesting thing to think about for sure. I don't think we've said something as good as John's answer of Avengers Endgame.
No, that's the best answer, easily.
That's a very good answer.
That's a better one than Kingdom Hearts 3, frankly. So get owned, writer.
I think the TV series is interesting because, like, no one would just start. Like, I'm gonna start with season 5 of Lost. Like, what? Why? Who are you? Weird person. Why are you doing this to yourself?
Yeah.
Do you guys have any friends
No.
that will just like
Sorry,
no?
go on.
Okay.
Not anymore. Not after
Were you
this
stopping the
episode.
sentence there or what?
Yeah, do you guys like when was the last time you got hugged, man? It's been so long. Anyway. Do you have a friend where you're watching a series and it's where you need to watch each episode and they'll just like join you on episode 4
Nope.
and they're just fine with
I
it?
would not respect somebody like that enough to call them a friend. You
What
need
about
to
you,
start.
John? What's your response?
I've done that before. I've been that person.
Oh man. How do you do that?
How do you do that?
Well, no, I'll watch the episode and then I'm like, oh, this looks interesting. I'll start from the beginning.
Oh, that's fine. Like, seeing if
Yeah.
you'll like it at all, I can understand.
Yeah.
Because I've
Like, it's a
definitely,
limit.
like, seen something on TV that's easily season 7 of a show. As like, hey, that was kind of funny, and then I'll start from season 1 or whatever.
Even on like
Yeah.
really story heavy stuff?
Sure.
I mean, like, yeah, like I'll see Reese watching a show or something, and I might not be interested in it, but I'll just sit down and just kind of chill out.
Yeah, I do
and
the
watch it as
same.
a result.
For sure.
It just depends on how invested you are in the show in the long run. If I get invested enough in a show that I want to keep watching, I'm going to start from the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I would let them watch with me. And then I would get angry that I had to turn my show off.
Is this why you have no friends? Is this why you need a hug?
Yeah, I could use
Could use a hug.
All right, the second half of Kenny's question. Hypothetically, if, say, Suda51 held a press conference and said, hey, I'm sorry, but No More Heroes 3 is going to be delayed to X day. However, No More Heroes 4 is out right now. Play it if you want, but it contains massive No More Heroes 3 spoilers.
What is this scenario?
This is a fucking weird ass
This is a Suda scenario, frankly.
I think this is either a Suda scenario or a Kingdom Hearts scenario. Obviously, it can't be any company game combination, but Suda seems a bit more likely to do this kind of stunt than your average game company.
Can you even think of some other example where this actually happened?
Like the thing that that goes after a thing comes out first.
Well, that's definitely happened before, but in a scenario where it's like, oh yeah, this is just gonna spoil the third installment, or whatever it is.
I don't know.
I can't think of any example, honestly. But again, yeah, Suda
But
would be
with
the
that
most likely
preface,
person to do this
what would
stunt.
you do?
It would depend on how much the delay is. Like, if it was like a month or two, I'd wait. If it was a year, I'd be like, what the fuck? I guess I'll play 4 then.
Honestly, I would wait.
If it was a significant amount of time.
Yeah. That's the question, is like, how would you wait so that you you don't get spoiled on 3?
See, the real problem is I'm in a line of work where shit gets spoiled for me all the time. Like, literally the last 3 Star Wars movies have had a major spoiler given to me.
Yeah.
So at this point, I would probably have to play it if I wanted to even get the enjoyment out of it.
I think I would play 4 just so that years from now I can tell the story of this weird thing that happened.
Okay, that's an interesting way to look at that for sure.
Like, back in 2020, they put out 4 and then 3 like 4 months later, and I don't know, it just kind of ruined the series for me. But I'm really liking 8. 8's pretty good. Have you guys played 8?
Yeah, I'd probably just wait. I don't care enough. I would rather just do them in order.
Man, that's so fucking weird. Okay.
Yeah, that's a
Rasterman
weird question.
You've just won a ticket to a 2-year holiday in space in a contest you don't remember entering.
Okay.
It says you're allowed to bring anything you want within the reasonable, meaning no other people or pets, while the company in charge takes care of the rest. However, there's the downside of not having an internet connection at all, at least until the satellites in the space station are fixed, which could take a year or more depending on how things go. Do you use the ticket?
No.
If so, what do you bring with you to pass the time? Otherwise, do you give it to someone else, throw it in the trash? or what?
I give
This
it
is
to
just the
someone
plot
else.
to Luigi's Mansion, but with space.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no. I definitely don't use a ticket. I'm afraid of going into space. There's no way I would want to
Space
do
is
that.
haunted.
Oh,
Moon's haunted.
I mean, sure. Yeah, I believe it.
Haunted or is it hogged? Did you guys see that joke? Moon's hogged.
No.
Okay.
No.
Well,
I'm going to Google it now.
Is this the 30 to 50 feral hogs thing?
yeah, Moon's hogged. Someone got that joke and they're laughing. Anyway,
It was me. I'm laughing.
I think that going to space would be cool. You know, one thing we're not taking into consideration is that you don't remember entering it, and that's messed up.
Right. That's a big part of this.
Again, that's what I'm saying. Luigi's Mansion.
That you are definitely losing a kidney in this scenario.
Sure.
You're gonna wake up in a bathtub full of ice.
Yeah.
Maybe
Welcome to
in
space, motherfucker. Yeah.
Yeah.
Baby in space.
I think the big issue is it's too long in space. Going to space would be cool.
2 years is pretty,
Yeah,
like
2 years
that's
is long.
if everything was like above board, like no one's taking my kidneys, like it's an actual contest. Going to space would be awesome. That's like a, you know, very few people can say they've been to space.
Mm-hmm.
But 2 years is so long to just be like, goodbye, life. I will see you in 2 years. Please put a pause on my life.
There's no case where I take the ticket. I throw it out. I don't want anything to do with this.
What if it's a day trip to space?
No, I don't want to go to space at all.
Okay. John, how short of a trip for you to do it?
I would probably up to a year, maybe, but not multiple.
I was thinking I would probably start getting kind of crazy after a month.
I could see that.
I mean, if I have enough things to like keep me distracted, it won't be that big a deal. Like if I bring like some gaming stuff and other things to just
Then
keep
why
me
even go to
distracted,
space?
for the experience of being in space, like
Right. That's why I'm saying like I don't need it to be that long. I'm assuming after like day 30, I'm gonna be like, I could use some Earth.
There's a quote right there. If no one's taking my kidneys, going to space would be awesome.
I mean, that's true. I'm coming back with both kidneys. That's definitely sweetening the deal.
No kidding.
If I'm coming back with 3 kidneys, then we have a problem.
All right. Next question from TC Golden. Question for more John and Paul, because Sean doesn't replay games a lot, he said. What game or franchise do you think has the most replay value?
Tetris.
I was gonna say Tetris.
Tetris is good. I mean, I've been playing Mario Maker too, still.
Mario's pretty high up there, yeah.
It's just like infinite levels depending on how shitty the community is. So.
Rock Band is a high one for me.
Rock Band's a good one.
I'd say once a month. I just want to sit down with those drums. Just play like 4 songs.
If you can like add people into the equation, I think the Jackbox games are infinitely playable with people. Those are super fun.
I think to an extent on that, sometimes you just get exhausted of them. Like I haven't even picked up Jackbox 6 because I just got so fatigued from the rest of the series.
Sure.
I played some Jackbox 6 now that I just remembered at PAX.
Oh yeah? What's in 6? I didn't even realize that was out.
We only played one game from 6 because they had all of the games and they were just like, what do people want to play? They have a Trivia Murder Party 2.
Right.
Trivia Party 2. That's the one we played. And then I think, John, you getting this last question.
Yeah, from Lucas. If you could only own or play one console per traditional console generation, which one would it be and why? I'm assuming we're talking like past up to now.
So each console generation, we choose one?
Yeah.
Okay.
As opposed to being like Xbox X versus PS5. That's what I was more meaning.
Yeah, gotcha.
Right. We don't even know what that So
Yeah. NES, I get NES is basically just NES and Master System, so I don't know many people that would pick Master System.
yeah, NES.
So let's start Super Nintendo onwards. That'll be easier. So Super Nintendo or Sega Genesis.
I think it's Super
Yeah,
Nintendo,
I
right?
think it's SNES. Yeah.
All right. N64, PlayStation 1.
PlayStation 1.
Harder.
Yeah.
Why do you say PlayStation so quickly?
Because I grew up with it, and I'm assuming it has a better single player games, just in general.
I don't know. I grew up with both. I played a lot of N64 though, because you're gonna get like Zelda on there.
N64 was great with friends. PlayStation 1 was better solo, is what
That's
I
what I mean. Yeah.
I think I'm doing N64.
Okay.
I don't know. That's a tough one.
Well, you can destroy them both.
I just skipped this generation.
Yeah, you just play your SNES for a few years more.
I mean, that's what I did actually growing up.
Yeah, sure.
I might go PlayStation just because there was just actually more games on that platform versus the N64. 300 versus like 1,000.
I also think like,
but there's a lot more shitty PS1 games than there are shitty N64 games.
There's a lot of shitty N64 games though.
There are a lot.
Well, just knowing myself, like I definitely played a lot more N64. If I was doing it now, though, I might actually pick PlayStation just because there's a lot on there I didn't play that now I have the opportunity.
That's
being
fair.
Forced to play whatever. Like the Tony Hawk games. I only played Tony Hawk 1, really.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But
right,
I don't know, I'll stay with N64 just based on my history.
All right. PS2, Dreamcast, Xbox, and GameCube.
PS2.
I mean, I played a lot of GameCube, but it's PS2. How's it not?
It's PS2.
Dreamcast is close second, I think, but PS2 takes it for sure. I really like the Dreamcast.
Dreamcast, I think, might have had less games than the
that's
than
the
N64.
That's the problem with it.
Second easily.
All right. PS3, Wii, and 360.
360.
I'd probably
Easily.
stay with the PS3. I was happy with it.
Okay.
The only reason I bought a 360 ever was because it was $200 eventually, and my friends wouldn't get a PS3, so to play games with them, I got one.
All right, this part's a little tricky. What do we count the Switch as? Do we count the Switch as the PS4,
Yeah.
Xbox One generation?
Well,
or do we count the
I
Wii?
also don't think we need to include the Wii U because no one's gonna pick that.
Yeah, I'm definitely not. So.
All right, yeah. So Wii U, Switch, Xbox One, and PS4.
Switch.
Probably Switch. Yeah.
Wow, really?
I was debating between Switch and PS4, honestly.
Sure.
See, I'm going Xbox.
I'm going Switch solely because it's portable.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. The Switch is great. It's hard to choose between my Xbox and my Switch. I guess I'll just pick Xbox just like I've had it longer. I have more games for it. I'm picking Xbox. The Switch is a hard one because the Switch is also going to continue for a bit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so is the Xbox One and PS4, so.
Well, I mean, they're not getting like replaced this year, basically.
Yeah.
All right, that's going to do it for questions. If you want to send questions in for next week, it's topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box. What are your guys' games of the week?
999.
Grady's 3.
And mine is Tokyo Mirage Sessions. All right, the next TDP Plus poll will be going live tomorrow, which means if you are a Blue Eyes patron, you have tonight to submit a game to add to that poll. Otherwise, check back on our Patreon tomorrow to vote on what you would like us to play through and discuss next month. Which also means next week is the Time Spinner episode of TDP Plus, so get excited for that. Next week is also episode 500.
Woo.
So get excited for that.
Woo.
I'm not even sure if our plans are coming together for that or not.
No idea.
I kind of don't think so, based on the text I got.
And maybe if there's a regular ass episode.
Yeah, we'll see.
Anyways, we'll see you next week. See you guys.
Bye.